And I'm Jonathan Mason.
And we are attorneys that enjoy talking about legal issues as well as current events. And today I want us to get into the OJ Simpson trial, particularly because it was a big thing on FX for the past several weeks. Since we were both around during that time, the 90s, when it was going on, what was your recollection compared to what was actually shown on the show?
Well, it was definitely a memorable experience for the whole time, from even before the trial, through the trial, and then of course through the verdict. I would say I was involved in a couple of main ways. One, just as an observer, kind of as a layperson, both, and as an attorney as well. And then about halfway through the trial, even though I was living in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, my firm and a team from my firm and a couple of lawyers from LA actually became involved in the trial through a witness who was subpoenaed by the defense, who had possession of some tapes and transcripts that had recordings of Mark Furman, one of the detectives who, was instrumental in finding some of the evidence. And there were some remarks that he made on these tapes and in the transcripts that were contradictory to some of his testimony. Let's just say that. So as far as what was what was true to life, and from what I remember, it was interesting to me to watch it because a lot of it was like behind the scenes things that we really wouldn't have had any insight into. Maybe they came out later in books or tabloid shows, but that was the most fascinating thing to me about it. It's like, what were the attorneys thinking? What the DA and then the actual attorneys who were doing the trial? What kind of conversations did they have about the jury and about strategy and the glove and all those sorts of things? As far as the part that we were involved in, the way, in general, the outcome, they came to the right outcome, but sort of the inner workings of how it happened, they weren't really true. They weren't really true to life. But I think they got the main gist of it. But definitely, sort of the actual factual things that happened, they didn't really depict those.
Which I think is interesting because even though it does give us behind the scenes, look, at the same time we also understand their behind the scenes look is probably not actually, or at least accurately, what happened behind the scenes. Probably embellished, or at least